Hi, everybody. Welcome back to In the Cards and Stars. I'm your host, Britt Madrid Mogensen, and this week we are focusing fully on this major full moon lunar eclipse happening in the sign of Virgo. So let's dive right in because there's so much to unpack. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about how this is going to affect each of us. And actually, I'm introducing a new segment I'm super excited about, you guys, at the end of this, so make sure you stick around for it. I'm answering some of your astrology and tarot DMs, and we had some really good questions. So I took 3 from my DMs to answer, which is something I'm going to start doing. So send me a DM at In the Cards and Stars over on Instagram if you guys want me to answer your question on a future episode. Okay, so now, for real, let's dive into the tea. Okay, so we have a full moon lunar eclipse happening at 23 degrees Virgo this week, and this is all happening in the very wee hours of Friday, March 14th at around 2:59 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so this is really going to be affecting the Virgo and Pisces houses of our birth charts. So if you don't already know what those are, pull up your birth chart, and I like to use whole sign houses. Check it out. I will put a link below if you guys haven't seen your birth chart yet. And of course, shoot me a DM if you have a question. Okay. So let's talk about what this means. There has been so much online about this whole full moon, lunar eclipse, because lunar eclipses are known for being more emotional. Full moons are as well. So I've definitely seen a lot of the usual, stressful posts. And as a Virgo sun with Virgo Mercury, it was giving me anxiety too. I'm going to be honest with you guys, but I'm happy to report that this is just kind of a cosmic spring cleaning. It's actually going to end up being really good. So I'm going to take a little sip of my own personal tarot tea, aka an energy drink, and we're going to talk about it. Okay. So the universe is serving major drama this week. Okay, that cannot be denied. However, we can use this. We can use this for our own benefit, especially if we know exactly what's going on and which parts of our lives it's affecting, right? So this full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo is our cosmic spring cleaning. Okay, this is going to help us shift and shake off some of that winter fog, okay, the winter blues, if you will, as we prepare for the spring equinox coming up on the 20th. And so this is kind of like a nice little buildup. And this is also going to be exploring more of the themes that we're going to be getting into throughout this entire eclipse cycle of Pisces and Virgo. So there might be a plot twist, okay? I'm not going to lie to you guys. You know, I'm going to tell you the truth. There might be a plot twist, but because it's a plot twist, it's probably not what you're thinking, all right? And I was super nervous, wondering how is this going to affect everybody, especially because we also have the North Node in Pisces, which is where the sun is during this eclipse. And then we have the South Node in Virgo, which is where the moon is. And it's like, okay, if you're thinking high drama, high emotions, South Node can signify loss with that energy concentrated in the Virgo part of our birth charts. And on a personal level, my sun and Mercury being there, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm shaking in my boots. However, I'm happy to tell you guys that is exactly the opposite of what happened, okay? And that's why these eclipses, you have to be aware of them because they are never what you think. An eclipse just has this kind of crazy energy that typically will surprise us. And sometimes we can feel it leading up to a full moon, because the full moon is something that builds, like how the moon goes in these cycles. We can already kind of see the energy, we're building towards that full moon. So we're getting more and more illumination as the week goes on. And over at our house, over at the Mogensen household, I've been talking about this with you guys because I'm so excited about it. And I wanted to share it with y'all. We actually were able to pay off my student loan this week, yesterday. And as an Aquarius Rising, Virgo rules my 8th house of taxes, debt. Guys, you can't make this stuff up. You literally can't. You can't make this stuff up. I turned in my business taxes on Monday and paid off the loan the same day. Okay, I was planning on doing this before I realized that, this full moon lunar eclipse was happening. However, it's an astrology in the wild moment worth mentioning. So anybody out there who's kind of freaked out, just know that timing is everything, and it can be a major release, a major karmic release, something that feels super heavy in the Virgo part of your birth chart. And it can end up being really, really positive. So for me, it was like just really letting go and releasing South Node energy, kind of like a past life energy, these debts and things that have followed me around ever since I graduated college, so many, many years, in that 8th house, something that felt like it was pulling me down and distracting from where the North Node is now in Pisces. And if you're an Aquarius Rising, it's in your 2nd house because Pisces rules the 2nd house for Aquarius Risings, which is where I'm able to now feel a lot lighter and like I can focus on progress, movement, earnings, self-worth. Definitely gave me a boost in that 2nd house. So I tell you that because that is something that can happen in your life in the Pisces, Virgo parts of your birth chart. There can be some major release of something that you no longer want in your life in the Virgo ruled house, and some real motivation that can come in right before we hit spring. We get to Aries season, which is our cosmic new year happening on the 20th of March. So like, this is good. Like, this is really, really good. So if anybody that you're watching is talking about this being negative, I would say just distance yourself from that right now because you need all of the positive energy. So, maybe don't listen to that reader just for right now. You can go back later. It is very common belief that this could be something that's emotional and people can think of emotions as being a negative thing. It can also be a very emotional moment that is associated with an ending or a release that is going to be so good for your life and for your future. Okay. Like I certainly got very emotional about it. So okay, that's what's going on with me. So you guys grab a drink, grab a little coffee, get your own version of your tarot tea, and buckle up because we're going to go through all of the rising signs. So I want you guys to listen for yourself. I also want you to listen for your friends, your family members, because yes, at this major moment when a lot's going on in the world, it's good to know what other people around you are going through so that you can also, just have that awareness, give them a little boost and, just kind of know what's going on. Because people may be acting a little bit more emotional at the end of this week, but there's a reason why. So try to get their rising sign so you know what's up. Okay, first, starting with Aries Risings, and also, again, happy birthday to Penny D. We love you so much. So for our Aries Risings friends, Virgo rules their 6th house. So you are having an energy shift, a release, and a glow up and a motivation moment on your 6th house, 12th house axis. So in particular, you may be releasing something, deciding you're over it, you're over some sort of habit, you're over some sort of job, you're over the way that you approach your daily routine, something. There's maybe your health, maybe you're tired of not taking as good of care of your health as you really want to, and it could even be starting to impact your mental health as well. It's no surprise that the 6th house and the 12th house are linked. Every house that's opposite of each other. It's like the more we balance the two energies between the houses, the happier we are, the better we feel. So that's a little astro tip for life, basically. You want to always balance that out. So for you guys, you're constantly balancing structure in your 6th house with spirituality and belief and your dreams in your 12th house and taking care of that, mental health. It's like you got to learn to flow and you got to learn to structure. And this happens for all of us in the Pisces and Virgo parts of our chart. This is where we get to learn and explore how do we balance structure with dreaming? Like, how do we do both? How do we stay creative while also making sure that we have enough, of a firm foundation to keep moving forward in our lives, Virgo energy. Okay. The 6th house, this is, like I said, your daily routine, your health, your work habits. If you've been pushing yourself too hard and you're feeling like you're having some burnout, the universe is going to force you to slow down. You have to pay attention to what you're feeling right now. You could quit the toxic job. You could start a fitness journey. You could clean up your diet. See what comes through for you guys. Here's an example of how this could play out. Someone with this eclipse placement or with this placement could experience finishing their physical therapy this week, and a long-standing injury could be resolved, and so now they get to start working out again, and they're feeling great. Okay, so let's keep it focused on the positive manifestations of this full moon lunar eclipse because I have seen it happen in my own life. So we are not going to buy into the fact that some people are speculating that it's negative. Okay, anyway, moving on. Taurus Rising. So for Taurus Risings, Virgo rules your 5th house, which means Pisces rules your 11th house. So for you guys, this is about romance, creativity, self-expression. If you've been holding back on a passion project or giving yourself something that you really want, this could be the time where you decide, you know what, that doesn't make me happy when I deny myself the things that maybe my inner child is really wanting. Maybe I don't let myself be creative or rest, or there's something that I've given up. This is a time where you may decide to go back to it. You may choose to go back. Like, let's say you decide that you used to sing as a child and you love choir and you had so much fun in choir. I don't know, this is just such a random example, but let's just pretend like that's what it is. And so at this juncture, you see that there's a post about joining a choir, and it's like a volunteer choir where you can go and maybe you like sing to kids or something. And you just say, you know what, that makes me happy. That sounds so much fun. So you go, you join. And because Pisces is your 11th house, you meet all these new friends. And not only that, but you're also giving back and doing something good. So the 11th house is friends, but also groups and giving back. And so there you go. By honoring your 5th house, you've now given yourself that motivational glow up, that North Node energy sparkle in your 11th house of friends. So what do you want to do? Is there something creative that you've been denying within yourself? Is there someone that you've been wanting to ask on a date? Maybe you even know them through friends. I don't know. Take the leap. Okay, Gemini Rising, home and family breakthroughs for you guys. How exciting. Okay, so this is your 4th house, and your 4th house rules home, family, your emotional foundation, what makes you feel strong and steady and stable. If there's been tension in your family life, and maybe you need to move, or maybe you've been really wanting to move, this could be a time where there's a breakthrough there. You could find the perfect house. You could find a buyer for your home. You could have a conversation with a family member that feels really healing and nurturing, maybe releasing something in that 4th house that's really been holding you back or making you feel sad. I just got goosebumps. So this is for someone for sure. And then with your Pisces ruled 10th house, what we don't realize is that because we have this connection between opposite houses, if you're feeling unstable in your 4th house, it's really hard to feel confident and to be like in your full power in your 10th house of public image and work. It's so crazy, right? It's like when we don't feel stable and safe and nurtured, it's crazy, but it makes sense. If you don't feel like that, how can you go out onto the world stage and be your best self in the 10th house? You can't. So by healing, maybe it's accepting, maybe it's just releasing. Maybe it's deciding to, go to therapy, have the conversation, or maybe it's like deciding you're not going to have the conversation and you're really just going to let it go and maybe draw a boundary, which creates greater motivation, creativity, and deeper self-confidence that you're able to express in that Pisces 10th house. However this looks for you, it is so unique for each of us. Just know this is going to be your breakthrough moment. So I'm really happy for you because 4th house breakthrough moments are big. They really do affect our whole lives because the 4th house is that foundational that energy. So Gemini Rising, here's an example, a positive spin. You could get a major reset in your 4th house because you bought your first home. You're getting your first home. Maybe you get news this week that it all goes through and it's happening. You get to start planning your move. This is a massive step, obviously, towards like your security, your independence, which gives you even more confidence in that 10th house. If you're not moving, you may redecorate. This could be a time to redecorate. Maybe you're manifesting a future move. I don't know, you guys. It could happen in the next 6 months following this eclipse. But start manifesting what you want in your home life, and closing the door on any family drama is also going to be really positive. Okay. Next up, our Cancer Rising. So if you are a Cancer Rising, then Virgo rules your 3rd house of communication, learning, local connections, siblings, your like local environment, like what is going on around you. Also social media and like posting or writing. If you've been holding back your voice in any of these areas of your life, this is the time where you're going to have the green light to like speak out, to share your truth. There's going to be some sort of opportunity that arises where you are encouraged to do that. Maybe you've been wanting to start an account where you write about, I don't know, something that you're passionate about. And you decide this week, you're like, you know what, I'm going to start the Instagram account, and you start sharing. And through that, you have this epiphany in that ninth house, and you connect with people far and wide. And maybe you even create like these major connections overseas because of it. I don't know, you guys, the world is weird these days. We're in an Aquarius era where anything is possible. So I don't know, put it out there, communicate, believe. So you're going to get some sort of healing in that third house though. If there's a conversation you've needed to have with a sibling, do it. It will go well. Whether you get clarity and healing and you move forward together, or you agree to disagree, you're going to feel a lot better, which is going to open you back up to that ninth house energy of expansion, which is where Pisces is for you guys. This is a time where you could be traveling and even writing, taking your writing projects to an even bigger level, publishing internationally, starting a podcast, whatever that looks like for you. Focus on that third house so that you can boost up the ninth house. So here's an example of how this could play out. There could be a Cancer rising out there who just landed a book deal after years and years of dreaming about it. This would be proof that when you embrace your words and you trust yourself and you communicate, magical things can happen. And if you've been stuck in a negative mindset, this could be a time where you get a major mental shift, because the third house is the way we think and the way that we communicate. So communicate, think things through, do whatever makes you feel fulfilled as far as the connections go and the communication goes. And you're going to see that your optimism gets turned up and you feel like you're having a major breakthrough with sharing your voice. Okay, Leo rising. And by the way, sorry, before we move on, Cancer risings, you do have something very important to share. So trust yourself and give yourself that love and nurturing that you give to everybody else, Cancer risings, because you guys do. You love on everybody. You make everybody feel at home. So do that for yourself. Trust your voice. Be your own best friend, all the good stuff, okay? Let me know how it goes. Okay, Leo rising. So for Leo rising, this is about money, self-worth. You guys have Virgo ruling your second house of finances, income, and of course, self-worth. And Pisces rules your eighth house. So this is actually the polar opposite of what I've been doing, but same axis. So you could have something really similar to like paying off a debt or a student loan. If you've been like undercharging though, or undervaluing yourself, because this is specifically an eclipse focused on your second house of income, you may decide that, you know what, you're struggling and you don't need to be. Maybe you raise your prices. This is a time where you are going to be realizing your own value. A financial breakthrough could come your way, a big offer. The universe is going to remind you that when you are in your Leo rising best, when you're living your best life, when you're being true to yourself, you're going to get paid. Okay. So congratulations on that. I like it. So let's find a little example here. An example that I wrote down is that a Leo rising could have just negotiated a raise for themselves because they finally realize their worth and they asked for what they deserve. And of course they got a yes, because this is what they deserve. It's authentically aligned with the truth. If it's not your job, you could also, like I said, for Aquarius Rising, same thing, 'cause it's on the same axis. You could pay off a big debt, or you could make an investment that's really smart that pays off for you in the future. Okay, Virgo Risings, main character energy. Oh my God, I love you, Virgo Risings. You guys sometimes will step back into the shadows when we all just want to hear what you have to say and we want you to shine. Virgo Risings are so humble. I love every Virgo Rising person that I've ever met. And y'all are just sweethearts. So this is happening in your first house, and Pisces is in your seventh house. So for you guys, because it's in your sign, this eclipse is happening there. This is all about your identity, your appearance, your personal power. I have a friend who's a Virgo Rising who's having some major affirming career moments right now. And I just know that this week she's going to call me with some kind of exciting news about her career, because it's important for her. She does something where she's like an actor. So she's on it's about herself, her physical form and her personal power. So I just feel like something big's going to happen there. I don't know. I'll let you guys know. But this is a complete transformation because this is yourself. This is who you are, your first house. So whether this is like a physical glow up or a mental breakthrough that allows you to let go of self-limiting beliefs or something about yourself that you are really ready to accept and embrace, this is going to be such a good time for you guys. in that positive, that positive mindset that we are cultivating right now, just know that Virgo risings, you guys have a lot of good things coming your way in the next 6 months. And you're going to have to let go of anything self-doubt related because you deserve to experience the good things. It's like the universe is going to be preparing you right now for good things that are coming. So you may get a boost, an opportunity, accept it. If something good happens, just say, yes, I agree. You know what I mean? Don't push off the compliments, okay? An example, a Virgo rising could have decided to change their hair color right now. And then they finally start posting like fashion content online. It's a new era. It's like coming out of the shadows. This is who I am. This is what I like. This is the real me. That's kind of the energy. So if you've been hiding, make yourself known. The world is about to see you anyway over the next 6 months. So just do it. Get out there. You got this. Okay, Libra risings. It's for our Libra rising friends. Virgo rules your 12th house. So this is like the shadow part of your chart. This is what's hidden. So we might not really see what's happening for Libra risings, but it is happening. And the 12th house, because it's at the very bottom of our chart, just like the 4th house, the outside world doesn't see it, but we see it in a different way. We see it by the way that you're acting in this kind of peripheral way, because the 12th house is like your mental health, what's hidden. It's your spirituality, your dreams, all of the kind of dreamy things going on in your life. So for you guys, this is a time to release what's been draining you. With Virgo ruling your 12th house, you got to keep that mind clear. You got to keep the mind clear. You got to it's kind of like filtering out all of like the icky stuff. Don't hold on to things too much. And at this time, something may happen that allows you to let go of something very negative that's been bothering you, because this is about like your thinking and like mental health and like spiritual things. So it could be like a toxic ex or a limiting belief or like a bad habit. You're having a breakthrough this week. And next week, at this time next week, you will no longer be in that same mindset. You will no longer be feeling the way that you've been feeling, because Libra risings have been having kind of a rough go lately. Something good's going to happen. You're going to like it. This 12th house, you're getting some support in your mental health. And that could really be anything. Like in any of the houses, whatever's important to you that you feel has been lacking, I feel is going to come through for you. So let me know. Let me know what happens. Astrology in the wild moments, please. Okay, here's an example. A Libra rising could have just like deleted all their ex's messages this week, unfollowed them, blocked them, and done like a full emotional detox that is finally giving them peace. They're finally having that healing moment, because Virgo rules healing. So you have a lot of potential to heal anything that's been bothering you, because Virgo, the healer ruling your 12th house of mental health, gives you this advantage to have really great mental health. So focus on your mental health. Give yourself the things that you need to be happy. Or it could even be like positive self-talk. Do all those things. If you've been feeling a little bit lost, this could be a really major positive spiritual shift for you. Okay? So I love that. Hang in there. Scorpio risings. This is your friendships and your social success. So I'm talking to you, Taylor Swift, Justin Bieber. Virgo rules yours and their 11th house of friends, groups, social groups, fame. If you're listening to, you're a famous person. Okay, so it's like your networks, also social media on like a big scale. So for Scorpio risings, if you have been stuck in a circle of friends that has been holding you back or making you feel icky, literally Justin Bieber unfollowing everyone, and Blake Lively, and Taylor Swift, like drawing a hard line with Blake Lively. This is going to be a twist, a turn, a major let go moment, drawing a line in the sand. And you're going to feel so much better for it, because when you let go of the groups and the associations in your 11th house that are locking you down, that you've outgrown, that just don't feel right, it does restrict and kind of confuse your 5th house of creativity, romance, and fun, right? Like you can't have fun with people that, like, for example, that don't get you or that like don't support you, that aren't fun to be around. Have you ever like been to a party and realized like that you're like not having fun with these people? Like they're just, maybe it's because you're not on the same page about things. Maybe it's because, they don't have any of the same interests as you, and you're sitting there and everybody's talking about like soccer and you don't even know how the game is played. So it's hard for you to have fun because you can't even participate. it would be like getting up, walking away from that table and going and hanging out with people who are musicians, because you're actually a singer and you can participate and chit chat about all kinds of things in music and different notes and whatever. And so that fires up your fifth house of creativity and fun. So the 11th house and the fifth house are connected. So you guys have to release something in the 11th house to get that north node boost, that energy, that momentum going in your fifth house. So do it. You guys have got this. You're going to feel so much better. And if there's someone that you need to kind of say, not going to be in this friend circle anymore or whatever, do it. This could be the time. So we could see a breakthrough for Justin Bieber or Taylor Swift, as well as for you, the star of our lives, at this time. Okay, and an example here would be a Scorpio Rising who goes completely viral because it is the 11th house, okay? And we are getting a glow up, something that is going to be positive to replace old negative feelings. Virgo is a healer. And then because this, you get like these collabs and these partnerships and you're having fun and it takes you like beyond where you've been at right now. So, and of course that's going to fuel your fun and even more creativity because you're going to feel even more positive and creative because now you're feeling like accepted by all these people that get you on social media, because 11th house social media. So if you've been wanting to post, also post, put it out there. Just have fun at this time, okay? Have fun. Cut away the people that aren't fun, that aren't nice to you, and you start making your own fun. And the group of people, the right ones, you'll find them. Okay, Sagittarius Rising, your career. Virgo rules your 10th house of career, reputation, public life, your image. And if you've been feeling like you've been overlooked, a lot of Sagittarius Risings have been in a transition period. If you've been feeling like just no one is really seeing you, like you feel like, wait, hello, I'm here too. If that's an energy you've been feeling lately, this is going to change at this time. You are going to let go of something that's been holding you back, making you feel small. Maybe it's even the wrong job, or it could just be that you're presenting yourself in a way on a public stage that isn't really right for you, and you have a breakthrough. You make some changes. Pisces rules your 4th house. So when you feel good in that 10th house, let's say you get a big promotion at work, which makes you feel like you can take better care of your 4th house of home and family. Maybe you buy your spouse a gift or your kids a gift or something because your 10th house, you just got, a promotion. So that would be one way that this could play out this week. And, I say 6 months, but this energy is pretty strong. So I feel like it'll be in the next couple weeks, to be honest with you. If it's not already happening now, as we lead up to this full moon, I'm telling you guys, it's been a whirlwind. So the Sagittarius Rising person, our example, could get a huge promotion at work after years of feeling like they were in the background, years of working hard behind the scenes, feeling forgotten. This week, you could get this promotion that you've been wanting, and now this is the time. Like, it's go time. Like, you're in the spotlight, you're on kind of thing, which gives you deeper feelings of security in that foundation. Let me know. If this happens to you guys, let me know. I am rooting for you, and I know good things are happening for you. Okay, Capricorn Rising. For you guys, big life changes, new adventures. Virgo rules your 9th house of travel and like expansion and philosophies and like people from other cultures. So for you guys, if you've been feeling blocked in this part of your life, maybe you've been feeling locked down to your community because you've had too much going on, 3rd house, South Node and Pisces, that's over now. You're finally going to get this freedom. I feel like I want to just sigh. I'm oh, feels so much better. You are going to get this freedom. So something's going to shift for you in the Virgo ruled 9th house of your chart, and you're going to be able to say yes to new experiences now. So one example of this could be a Capricorn Rising who just, booked this week. They're like, I'm going to book a ticket. I'm tired of holding myself back. Things have shifted in my life. I'm going to book a one-way ticket to my dream country, my dream destination, and, having that eat, pray, love moment. It could happen, guys. And if it's not travel, it could be like going back to school, expanding your horizons mentally. Like maybe you've always wanted to study psychology, or you really want to get a degree in like AI and you want to be a part of that AI revolution. Like this could be your time to do that. And you feel this freedom and this expansion of your mind and like knowledge and of different perspectives in the world because of this moment. So if you want to go back to school, start a new belief system, maybe you decide that you're going to change religions or something, I don't know. Like, let yourself do what feels right for you, because Virgo wants to heal that ninth house of expansion and travel and new philosophies and just kind of refresh that mental space. Also infusing a lot of hope there. Okay. Aquarius Rising. So this is myself and all my Aquarius Rising friends. Debt cleared, feeling wealthier, like in terms of your potential, because when you have debts, as we all know, you just don't feel like when you work, you feel like you're working to pay off the debt, not working for those abundant dreams and manifestations, you know? And yes, you can have money and support from spouses or family members or whatever, but I don't know. For me, as an Aquarius rising, Virgo sun, right or wrong, I do like to know that when I'm working, I'm also like building things that I'm creative and like excited about, and like where I could like help animals or do whatever it is that I want to do. And it's just me earning that money for my own reason, whatever that is, it gives you freedom. And when you're earning money and you're having to pay off, like for me, it was a student loan that just feels like it's draining your finances, and you're just paying down. You're never paying down the principal. You're just paying down the interest. It's like, it's very draining, whether you are conscious of it or not. And I didn't even realize how much it was bothering me until I paid it off. And I'm like, oh, wow. Like this week, I'm like, wow, freedom. And so if this is you guys, there's going to be some sort of freedom moment around eighth house energy of, could be debt, financial ties, just transformation in general, because the eighth house also rules transformation. So for you guys, just like people with this happening in their first house, our Virgo friends, this could be any sort of transformation. For a lot of people, it's going to be the financial thing, but because this is transformation in general, it could be many things. Okay. It could really be any part of your chart that it's touching. So please comment here or send a DM to In the Cards and Stars to let me know if you want to share what's going on for you. Because this is really about cutting all cords that have been holding you back. Whether it's, like I said, money owed, could be a bad investment, could be a toxic entanglement, whatever it is for you that you feel has been holding you back, a contract, anything eighth house related that is a serious commitment, whether financial or a tie or a marriage, whatever, something that is like, it feels like an oath that you've taken, you get to break free. You get to break free this week. You are going to either have it happen, or you're going to see very concrete steps that are going to help you to do that very, very soon. Okay. So manifesting that, here's an example of it. Like I've been saying, a major eighth house moment would be financial freedom, because the eighth house is opposite the second house of the money that we earn and our self-worth. So pay something off. Make a financial plan. If you're not ready to pay something off, you could also receive unexpected money from someone else, or just be able to let go of some sort of financial burden. So make financial moves right now. This is your time. Plan your budget. Think about where your finances are at right now. Think about where you'd like them to be and make your plan, okay? It's going to go well. You got this. Okay, Pisces risings. So last but not least, our Pisces rising friends, Virgo rules your seventh house of partnerships. So if a relationship has been rocky, you may decide that you're over it, okay? You may decide this week that you're done. Whether it's a romantic relationship, a business partnership, could even be a friendship, anything where you're like a dynamic duo with somebody else, you may realize that this is holding you back. It's not feeling great. And you let go. And because of that, you feel really good. And then your first house, Pisces first house, is fired up where the North Node is. And this is all about you. So for the next 18-ish months, while the North Node is in Pisces, South Node is in Virgo, it's about you. And if you have somebody that you're giving all your energy away to in the seventh house that's draining you, just know this is a good thing. You're going to be glad to leave this person behind, especially for Pisces risings. You guys are so sweet and kind, and you get very attached to the people around you. This is your, green light. This is your get out of jail free card. This is your opportunity from the universe. Take it. If someone's been draining you, if they're not right for you, take it. Take this moment and make a break. You're going to feel so much better, because then you get to focus on you, which is what you're supposed to be doing right now anyway. If you have been single for a long time, on the other hand, this could be a time where you meet somebody. This could be where, I don't know, maybe you start talking to somebody that feels like they could have major potential. Maybe you go on a first date with someone and it goes really, really well. I don't know, let me know what's going on for you. But it's a major shift and a major change when it comes to your love story or your partnership story. Maybe you meet the perfect business partner. Maybe you let go of the perfect business partner. Whatever it is, because Virgo is happening in your seventh house, and Virgo is about healing. It's ultimately going to be a good thing. Okay. That's why this does not feel stressful to me when we talk about it. I don't feel like at other times, yes, the astrology can be a little bit more like, I don't know, like a sad ending or a sad loss. To me, because Virgo is an earth sign, it's about stability and healing. I feel like it's going to feel really good, like right away. Like I feel like it's about you getting back to you. So you probably already feel that way too. So let me know. Okay. But here would be an example. A Pisces rising, just got engaged after feeling uncertain about what steps were next for themselves and their partner. And they get engaged, and now there's like clarity and excitement about this new chapter of their lives, where before they just weren't quite sure about what was coming next or whatever. That's just an example, because eclipses or full moons illuminate. They don't just bring endings, okay? So it's just a shift. It's like putting you back onto the path that you're supposed to be on right now. Okay. I love it. All right, you guys, let me know what happens. So my final thoughts on the matter. Basically, this is a time where we get a major reset from the universe. So let's manifest the highest possible outcomes. Let's say thank you. Thank you, universe. And remember that this is such a good thing. And the more we're in a positive mindset, the more we're proactive in the Virgo part of our charts, the more we are going to feel healing energy of Virgo, all of those gifts of Virgo. Like I said, the healing, the positivity, the stability, the health. Virgo's about health, and like the sixth house of daily routines in astrology in general. We're going to feel that structure and that stability and that healing in the Virgo part of our lives. So be proactive, keep your thoughts positive, and also expect a major push and glow up towards the Pisces part of your chart, especially on the other side of this. It's like we release something in the Virgo part so that we can really expand in the Pisces part. So it's going to be good. Let me know, DM me, leave comments. I want to hear the tea spill. Okay. Now time for our new segment that I'm really excited about. I'm calling it Calling on the Cosmos, but let me know if you guys think of something else that you like. I want to put like a little ring here. But anyway, fun new segment. So you guys can DM me, ask me your questions. I'm going to assume they're anonymous unless you let me know that you want me to mention your name. But here's our first question. The Tower and some situationship drama is what we're getting into here. Okay, so here's what this listener said. Britt, I pulled the Tower card when asking about my situationship. Am I doomed, or is there a way to spin this? Help, I have been spiraling. Okay. First of all, I love you and I get to spiral, okay? You've got this. It's okay. And when we are pulling cards on situationships, okay, let's just take a deep breath first. I want you to take a deep breath because obviously you're stressing, okay? You've been stressing about this and I get it. We've all been there. The Tower isn't always a bad thing, okay? It doesn't necessarily mean that something like horribly traumatic is going to happen, okay? So I want you to know that before we go any further. But because you also said that this is a situationship and that you've been spiraling and that you felt the need to do a tarot reading in the first place, and I say this with no judgment, by the way, with only love, as like your big sister, I want you to know that already, especially because we are in this Virgo energy at the time of me reading this Virgo Eclipse energy, I think that the universe showed you the Tower card because it's time to heal something for you. For you. It's about you, right? People are going to do what people are going to do. We can't control them. But what we can control is ourselves. And so the Tower moment can be a wake-up call where it's like something has already felt unstable. The Tower moment, it's usually not something that's completely shocking. And because you said that this is a situationship that you're already doing card readings on, that tells me that you've already been feeling some uncertainty anyways, right? So maybe for you, you're realizing, I want more. This isn't enough for me. This isn't feeling good. If I have to do tarot readings on this situationship with this person, that already tells me, Virgo Eclipse energy, self-worth and self-love and healing, that already tells me that this isn't something that I need to be spiraling about, okay? And I know so much easier said than done, right? So that means that there could be some sort of plot twist where maybe you decide to have a conversation and the Tower moment, because this conversation, the Tower moment clears out any uncertainty for you. I would say communicate directly. Maybe there's another scenario where you have a conversation and you realize that this person isn't the person that is going to commit and is going to do the things that maybe you're wanting. Maybe it's just not, they're not capable of that. And that feels like a Tower moment. But I'll tell you this, after every Tower moment comes the Star card, which is why the Star card is positioned right behind the Tower in the tarot deck. After a release, after we get rid of things that are unstable, honestly, this is so eclipse energy too. After we get rid of things, like, this is meant to be, okay? So just trust me, like, it's gonna work out so much better than you think. I know it. Sometimes we have to clear away a Tower or a person that makes us feel like we're already in a Tower moment because you're already feeling it, right? We clear that away. We bulldoze the Tower by saying, hey, I want to have a conversation. You know, don't let the Tower fall on you. Get into the bulldozer and start the conversation. That way, you're able to drive through it, decide what you want, empower yourself around this situation, and then find a relationship Star card moment. You're going to feel so good about yourself, your self-esteem, all of these things. You're going to be feeling so positive once you take the reins. And you could end up meeting someone else that makes you feel like the star, that makes you feel good, that makes you feel like you're on a pedestal that you don't have to worry about. Because the star card, the star's just shining. You know, the star's not worrying. The star's not having to do any of that overthinking or whatever, because the star just gets to shine. So maybe you find a relationship that lets you shine and you feel like a star and you feel good. And if you wouldn't have cleared away that Tower, you wouldn't have ever gotten to be in that Star card energy. You know what I mean? So sending you love. I know it's not easy. I really do. Send me a DM. Please reply to this. Let me know what you think of this reading, and let me know if you need like further advice or whatever. I think I might. I've been getting so many DMs lately. I might like release another round of readings. Just, yeah, maybe for like as we come up to like the spring equinox. That could be fun to like do like spring readings or something. We'll do that. You've inspired me. So we will do that. And yeah, I'm just sending you so much love. You are renovating your life for the better right now. And if this person is a Tower, bulldoze the Tower. You know, don't let the Tower fall on you, bulldoze it. You got this though. You have got this. Okay. And we're here for you. All right. Next question. First house lunar eclipse fears. Okay. So our tea timer said, I'm a Virgo rising, and this week's lunar eclipse is in my first house. By the way, you're not alone. I got a lot of DMs that were super worried about this eclipse. So it's okay. You got this. Virgo rising friend, take a breath. All Virgos have to remind themselves to take a breath sometimes. Okay, everyone keeps saying this is about major endings, but what if I don't want to let go of anything right now? Can an eclipse possibly bring good changes? Okay, I hear you. So again, let's take deep breaths together. And I feel you on such a deep level because I too have so much Virgo in my chart, and this was also a thought that I had. And the answer is yes. If you guys, if you've listened to the rest of this podcast episode, you know that this is actually an opportunity for a glow up. So don't be scared. For the first house, especially, this is good because you are in control with this happening in your first house. This is about your glow up, you letting go of limiting beliefs, you deciding that you're going to come out of the shadows. You're not going to be hiding anymore. So this is good. This is like shedding an old version of yourself. We are also in the year of the snake in Chinese astrology. So shed that skin, rise like the phoenix, and step out into the spotlight. This is your time to shine, actually, which is good. This could even be like a season finale type of energy. So because you're the main character with this happening in your first house, maybe you decide on a season finale. And in the season finale, you get everything that you wanted. So I want you to manifest. I want you to think really positive. I want you to make a vision board right now. And as you make the vision board and you focus on that, if other things start falling away that aren't right for you, because you have this vision board, it's not even going to feel like a loss. It's going to feel like, oh, thank goodness. You know what I mean? Because you are the one that is glowing up, and anything that falls away from you isn't meant for you anyway. And I know that can feel scary, but just trust me, Trust the universe, trust yourself, trust this beautiful lunation that we have right now. Trust that Virgo is a healing energy and let it boost you up. And if you want to like wear some different clothes or like, dress up this week because this is like your first house, go for it. Have some fun. Have some fun with your look. Okay, you got this though. The answer is absolutely. This is going to be a good thing for you, and keep yourself focused on that, okay? Don't listen to the major endings thing. You're good, I promise. Anything that's ending is something that you don't want. All right, question number 3, our third and final question. Mercury retrograde and travel panic. So I gave all these titles, by the way. That was me, not these people. Okay, so this person said, Mercury retrograde is coming, and I just booked a flight for my dream vacation without realizing it. Should I be freaking out right now? Or is there a way that I could hack this transit so my trip doesn't turn into a total disaster? I am freaking out. I said freaking out twice. Okay, I get it. Don't worry. Okay, let's talk about it. So Mercury retrograde gets such a bad rap, right? And everybody's always like, oh my God, the retrograde, like it must be Mercury retrograde. And I was saying that last week because I had some things go awry. I will say this though. First of all, are you traveling? I want to know, are you traveling to a place that you've already been before? Because that will cancel out the retrograde energy of chaos. Typically, if you go back to somewhere that you've already been, you're meant to be there. It's because you're going to get some sort of clarity or an opportunity or something positive or a full circle moment, okay? So if that's what it is, you're good. Now, if that's not what it is, still okay. It's still going to be okay. But a couple of tips and things that you need to do because, if it's during Mercury retrograde, it's a trickster. Mercury likes to play little tricks, little jokes, but you got this. Okay. So double check everything. That's all you got to do. Just double check your flight time, your booking, your luggage, leave extra time. Like, let's say your flight leaves at 1:00, be sure and the person that you're booking to like drive you to the airport says, let's leave 2 hours ahead, leave 2.5 hours ahead. Tell yourself that you're going to be ready 3 hours before. That way you're just kind of being leisurely. And if something were to go wrong or you were to like need to like repack your bags or, download an app to be able to, I don't know, like this happened when we were in Australia. We got to the airport early, thankfully, and we needed to like download this app that we didn't even know about before to be able to get back into the US. So it could be something like that. Whereas during Mercury retrograde, if you didn't leave extra early and you just find out that you need this app while you're at the airport, that could be a moment where you start freaking out because you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna be late for my flight, By preparing and by planning ahead, even to the point that people might roll their eyes, you will be able to out-trick the Mercury trickster, okay? Because it's just little things like this that Mercury will try to do. Also, just be flexible. If your plans change or if they shift, just know the universe is doing this for a purpose. Mercury retrograde is very purposeful. It is meant to direct our thoughts, our time, our communication, and even the people that we communicate with in a very specific direction so that we are having, these epiphanies, these ideas that are positive planted in our heads, And I know it sounds kind of crazy, but it's sort of like the universe being like, okay, here's a hint. This is where you need to go. And maybe your car breaks down, so you have to take a different route because your friend has to pick you up. And on this different route, you see a billboard that's like business loans now available, and you start your business. I know, right? It sounds so crazy, but just trust that the universe is doing all these things for a reason, especially during Mercury retrograde, trying to help you with new ideas, trying to help you rethink things, communication, all things Mercury related, siblings, friends, technology, things in your local environment, all of that is Mercury. So just slow down a little bit, double check things, leave yourself more time, and you don't have to worry. Also, another little tip, Mercury retrograde sometimes will be a little trickster where we'll forget things. Bring 2 chargers. When it comes to technology, bring 2 chargers. Get yourself a portable charger if you don't already have one. So that, I don't know, like sometimes Mercury will like drain your battery. I know this sounds so crazy, but I'm just telling you, it'll make your battery drain on your phone like more quickly than usual. Make sure that you have one of those like portable chargers if you can, where you're able to just charge on the go. If not, bring 2 chargers in case you lose one. Yeah, but have fun. Live your best life. You got this. Just be ready, as I'm sure you are. You're going to be ready because you're already sending me a DM. So you got this. All right, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you for watching. If you are not a patron yet, head over to Patreon if you guys want to get a special tarot reading. I'm going to do a pick a card, which are so much fun, and you can see exactly what's going to be unfolding for you, as well as some advice for how to handle this energy. All right, guys, I love you so much, and I will see you in the next one.